stretch that you guys just had in 4 games against some of the best teams in the league. How fast can you turn the page off of that?
I mean, today, we watch the film. It's always easy to turn a page after a film because you get to see all your mistakes and really just like try to fix them. I mean, we keep repeating this and trying to fix our mistakes, but today it was like coach is just continuously talking about really fixing those mistakes and where's the growth, and that's something that he was mentioning for me was like, where's the growth? You know what I mean? We telling you to do these things. Well, it's time to do them, so that's definitely the mindset right now.
After the game, he said that the offense felt scripted at times and that there wasn't someone that could go make a play. How do you adjust to that?
Just finding ways to play within the offense and not always trying to set something up. If there is a set and we do end up getting to the end of the set, just trying to just play in different ball screens and quick rolls and finding a guy on a short roll and maybe finding a skip pass or just finding different ways to play in flow and just not always having to set something up, whether it's in transition or just playing a two-man game or whatever it is.
Coach talked a little bit about you guys may feel a little bit of pressure. You want to win the Big East regular season so bad. You want to have this great season, and you're doing well so far. But sometimes, are you guys putting a little bit too much pressure on yourself trying to make that happen?
I wouldn't say so. I think that it's definitely good to have pressure because you're at UConn and it's already pressure. So it's just about like rising to the occasion really, and when it's time to get those big wins on the road, showing up. And that's the biggest thing that we got to prove right now.
Coach Oz, go ahead, Dave.
Just what have you seen from what we remember from St. John's? I think you've played against them a couple of times, I guess. Their style of play, is it kind of tough to play against? And what have you seen on film as well? Really
disruptive defensively, and then they got a lot of Soriano is a completely different player from the last time we seen him, so he looks very good. And then they got Posh, who we played against multiple times, and they got a lot of guys, Adewusu, then they got Curbelo, who transferred from Illinois. They got a lot of guys that I've played against in the past, so I'm definitely looking forward to like see where I could stack up against them now in my career and really just go out there and compete with them for sure.
You guys as a collective bunch on the perimeter have struggled the ball to shoot a bit in the Big East, which is kind of typical. But what can you do as guards to get going a little bit offensively?
Honestly, just work on our games more and just getting in the gym more. That's always the solution is get in the gym more. If your shot's not falling, get in the gym and feel that shot, and that's what gives you confidence. So that's the biggest thing that the coach has been harping on, and that's what we've been sticking to.
Has it been, I don't know, easy is the right word, but have you guys been able to take a step back? Like, yeah, we lost 3 of these last 4, but we're still in the position to compete for that regular season title. The season's not over yet. Is that something you guys have been able to kind of get to your forethoughts or your head?
Yeah, definitely. That's the mindset, and that's what we're telling each other is that, like, we're going to put it together and we're going to figure it out. You know what I mean? Big East basketball is different than a lot of the other teams we played during the preseason. So this is all just about adjusting and, you know what I mean, really locking into the scout reports and really being ready and more prepared than the other team and know what they want to do and know what we want to do and what our strengths are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what our weaknesses are, and then playing to our strengths, honestly.
I know.
Just the fact that they, again, probably 3 other than yourselves, maybe the other 3 best teams in the league, 3 of the toughest places to play. Does that alleviate it? I mean, you never want to lose, but is that somewhere in your mind that, it's understandable that maybe you have some struggles in those places?
Yeah, for me, I don't really take it that well, but it's just like next game. That's the next game mentality is you can't hold on to it. You can't let that get in the way of the next game. So honestly, it might still hurt me down deep inside, but honestly, it's time to move on. And it is the Big East, so we get multiple chances at all these guys again. So that's a good thing about it.
I know you worked it out with and against Donovan all summer, and you've seen him a lot. But is there anything he's done that surprised you how well he's played, or could you see this all coming? How well he's played?
Yeah, definitely. I think he, for a 7-footer, like one of the most agile 7-footers I've played with, and he really has a good knowledge of the game, and he's very coachable. So he's always getting better constantly in practice. Over the summer, it was clear that he was a lob threat. Especially we were playing 3-on-3s and 4-on-4s and stuff like that with more space. So we knew he was going to be a factor. We just had to figure out how to fit him into our offense and fit him into our style of play. And he's done a great job so far.
It seems like you've been able to hook up with him a few times on those lobs. You ran that play a couple times in Marquette.
Yeah, you got a guy that big. You need me just throwing the ball up there and he'll go get it.
What about Alex? What growth have you seen from him throughout the season? Obviously, he's had the pleasure of guarding some of the best players in the league the last couple of games.
Yeah, he's doing great, in my opinion, on the defensive end, and he's showing a lot of character and a lot of heart, so that's definitely big, and he's also like a very, very intelligent player, so he's always in the right spot on the defensive end and on the offensive end, he gives us a big spark. And him and Donovan have done a great job for us on the road, even though we haven't been able to get a couple wins so far. It's just they've been really there for us. So now it's like time for us to step up as older players and support them.
What he says he's really hard on himself. Do you have to kind of pull him out of that sometimes and go, it's gonna be all right,
Yeah, I think it works both ways because sometimes I'm hard on myself. He'll pick me up and I'll pick him up. So it's just like that's my guy. Like we're on the court and I feel like very connected to him. So I think every day in practice we just build that. And if I see his emotion going down, I'm gonna pick him up. And if he sees mine going down, he pick me up too.
What do you guys have to do a little bit better defensively? I think you pride yourself on defense personally, and coach has said that the team has to play a little better those last few games. What needs to get better?
Guarding one-on-one, being able to keep the guy in front of you and really walling up and manning up at the end of drives, not letting guys get point-blank layups on you and in one-on-one situations. You got to be able to stop them before they get to the paint. And that's the biggest thing is just guarding one-on-one. I think we have pretty good team defense, and we're in our holds and our scrapes and in our different ball screen coverages. But I think more importantly, we just have to be better one-on-one when it gets late shot clock or when guys try to drive us.
As a leader for you, how fast, the bus ride obviously was probably pretty quiet, but how fast do you kind of switch into that gear where it's not like coming off a loss, but you're leader, Andre?
I'm always trying to be a leader, even after a loss. Like right in the locker room, I'm trying to, tell guys like, well, maybe I could have did this better, or we could have did this better. But it's all about like, for me, I don't really get to get rid of it until the next day of film. Like when I get to sit down there and coach with coach, and he tell me like what I did wrong and what I got to do better to fix it. And that's when I kind of let go of the pass game and move on to the next.
I'm just curious. I know you're so wrapped up in this season, what's going on, but you've got, coach is going to see a couple future teammates this weekend in Springfield. Do you watch clips of them at all? Just you've seen on social media, whether it's Castle or anybody, or is that just something that you
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of those guys. Like whenever they come up, it's super fun. We all get to hang out and have a good time. So Jaden Ross, that's my guy. Solo, that's my guy. Stephon, that's my guy. And Jalen, that's my guy. They're all my guys, honestly. Like we helped recruit them, and they came on visits while we were all here. So we definitely we're here for all the recruitment. So it's definitely good to see those guys.